Coming to Power Platform, now Power Platform is amalgamation of multiple set of tools. Okay, so like main tools among them are Power Apps. Okay, Power Apps, Power Automate. So these comes one for application development and for one for the automation purpose. So for the application purpose in the Power Apps, we have Canva application. Okay, we'll develop apps using a inbuilt tool called Canva. Using that, we will develop Power Apps. Okay, and then the most familiar and associated database inside this Power Platform is a Dataverse. Okay, Dataverse is an internal database created for the fluency of the Power Apps. Okay, and Power Automate we can develop. So we have two versions of Power Automate. One is cloud and one is the desktop versions. Okay, and one more tool is the language. Okay, what kind of language we will be using to develop Power Apps. Okay, that is PowerFX. Okay, so the language is PowerFX and it looks similar to the Excel advanced formulas. Okay, so we'll be doing, so we have like a lookup formulas, VLOOKUP formulas in Excel. Okay, so if you have worked on creating some extensive Excel sheets, very highly functional Excel sheets using formulas, so you might come across those formulas. This is like an some kind of a matured version of the those kind of formulas. Okay, that is a language we use in inside the Power Platform. Okay, and Power Platform PowerFX language is applicable both in Power Apps and recently they have made it to Power Automate and soon they might bring it to Power BI as well. Okay, so three things are confirmed: two tools and one database, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Microsoft Dataverse. And the language is a common PowerFX language, which looks like a formulas. These are all the things. These are the things. And coming to one more tool we will be learning is a Power Virtual Agent. Power Virtual Agent. Okay. So it's like creating chatbots with the inbuilt functionalities which we have under Power Platform. So to build the chatbots, we use this Power Virtual Agents tool. One more thing is that Power Pages. Okay. Power Pages is like to create websites through which we can share them to the external organization. So whatever the things which we develop with the Power Apps, Power Automate and Power Apps, no, these things we can access them inside the internal organization only. But in some scenarios, you need to share your share some kind of columns or some part of your application to the external users. Okay, external users. So in that situation, we will go with the Power Pages. Huh? One more thing is the AI builder. So this is much used to understand kind of documents, read them, and create an automated output. Okay. So especially for document understanding, any kind of document understand any kind of document inside the Power Platform, we pull the documents inside this AI builder tool and do some training inside the tool for the required things which we need to gather from the documents, and then that's it. So AI builder, a kind of flow will execute and we can get the output and integrate this AI builder both in the Power Automate as well as Power Apps. So this is what happens. These are this is a basic overview of all the tools. And Power BI we are not going to cover. This is an analytics tool, so it is not covered inside this Power Platform. But it was part of Power Platform, but currently they have moved it into Fabric family. Okay, so they have added a new thing for the analytics. So they are now coming under the Fabric. Okay, let's move forward. Now I'll give you a brief on for all the tools in detail. Okay, so Power Apps, we have two types of Power Apps. Okay, two types of Power Apps. So Power Apps. Okay, under Power Apps, we will have two types of applications. Two types of applications. Okay, one is Canvas application and one is model driven application. So it is Canvas application, one is model driven application. Model driven application. Okay, so here we have two types of Power Apps. Someone is a canvas model. Now, what is a canvas model? Your customer came with a design and he wanted an app similar. So suppose he showed you some Instagram. Suppose he showed an Instagram application. Okay. And he wanted to develop some application similar to that in Instagram. No, tomorrow one more customer came. He showed an application like Amazon. He want you to implement the same thing. Okay. In that scenario, we will go with this one. Whatever the desire of the client. So whatever the screens you show, what kind of application you show, whatever the application similar he finds in Play Store or App Store and in Windows Store, any kind of similar application we can go and develop with the Canvas application, because it is purely from the design to connecting it to the databases to making it live. So everything it supports. In similar way, coming to the model driven application, some customer had a huge amount of data. Okay, some customer has a huge amount of data, and he want to go with only dataverse. So customer had some data in the dataverse, he is unable to maintain the data. He want to create an organized app for his data. Then we have an inbuilt we have some inbuilt components in the form of model driven application. This is the difference between the Canvas application and a model driven application. The model driven application is completely data driven. So it's developed from the data. Okay, you have the data in the dataverse. Yeah, I am ready to develop it. I'm here to give an easy solution in the form of model driven application. Now coming to the Canvas application, you come with any design and any database. You come with any design and any database. So any database in the sense, no restriction. You can use SQL, Oracle, SAP, Salesforce, Snowflake, whatnot, Oracle. Every database in the support your Canvas application will support up to 1,000 plus connectors and databases. 1,000 plus connectors and databases your PowerApps will support. Connectors and databases. 1,000 plus connectors and databases your Canvas application will support, and you can do it from any, you can start it from anywhere and you can then end it at anywhere as per the client requirement. So this is what we get in the Canvas. But whereas in the model driven application, it's restricted to only develop the application from the dataverse. These are the two types of application. Hope it's clear. And coming to Power Automate. So coming to Power Automate, here we have two versions of Power Automate. One is the cloud based. Okay. So one is the cloud version of the Power Automate we have. One is the desktop. One is a cloud and one is a desktop. And under cloud, we'll get three more types. Okay. One is the instant. One is the scheduled. So it's you can call it also recurring. Okay. One is a scheduled flow and the other one is automated flow. Okay. So automated flow. These are the three types of flows under Power Automate. So how they were and what are those things? No, in the upcoming classes, I will teach in detail. But currently remember the structure. So this is the in detailed description of a Power Platform tool. Okay, Power Platform. Coming to the desktop, no, we can do two types of automation under desktop. One is browser-based automation, and another one is Windows automation. So browser means, so if you want to update some data or do some manipulation in a website using your bot by creating some flow. Okay, so by creating some flow or by creating a code, no. So then we treat it as a browser automation. Whereas to coming to some, if you want to do some manipulation and changes or open an application which is downloaded or which is hosted on your Windows machine, then we treat it as Windows automation. Okay, so remember them. So total 5 category of flows we can learn, or we can develop 5 categories of flows we can develop under Power Automate. Power Automate. So this is one thing. So coming to the databases, no. So Dataverse is one database you will learn, Dataverse, and other thing is SharePoint. Okay, SharePoint is something like we mostly use it to organize our documents, but here we have one more option called lists. So in that we can create a some kind of database using the lists, and we can use that in both Canvas applications as well as in our flows. Both databases we will cover. Now coming to the Power Virtual Agents. Power Virtual Agents. Okay, coming to the Power Virtual Agents. Now we have, no, it is rebranded as Copilot Studio. Okay, Copilot Studio. So whenever they launched the Copilot, no, like Microsoft has changed the name of Power Virtual Agent to Copilot Studio. So if you search for Power Virtual Agent, no, the link will take you to the Copilot Studio site. Copilot Studio. Okay. So these are like chatbots which we develop to improvise the business or make the business very easy, very easy. Like if you go for any kind of random chat application in any kind of business, no, yeah, like that similar applications we will learn in the Power Virtual Agents. It is the Copilot Studio. This is clear. And coming to the Power Pages. Power Pages. So here also we develop how to set up Power Pages, and we learn how to set up Power Pages and configure it with all the kind of components which we develop in the model driven. So there is a link between. So there is a link between model driven application and Power Pages. Model driven application and Power Pages. But the difference between the PowerApps and Power Pages is that PowerApps can be opened only with the people who are, I mean, like with the users who are hosted inside my organization tenant. So I am working for Visualpath organization. So there are some 100 employees here, and 100 employees has a PowerApps license, and all those people I have developed an app, and I have shared the app to all those 100 people. Only those people can access. Okay. But whereas I develop a website under Power Pages. Okay, I develop a website under Power Pages. And I want to share to external organization, like you 10 people are from outside the organization. So once you enroll with her, you are outside the operational. Once you enroll with us, you will also be a part of our organization. Get a current situation. Now I want to share some data or some kind of content to you people who are outside the organization. So in this scenario, my Power Pages will not allow. So okay, I will also like take some real-time business use cases and also explain. But as this is the first class, let's not go there that much deep, but understand which tool is used where and what is the purpose of this tool. Okay. So coming to the Power Pages, it's a web development tool used to share, can also be shared to external organizations. So you can call it as an website tool. Website tool can also be shared to external users. Okay, can also be shared to external users. Okay, this is one kind of tool we have under Power Pages. Now coming to the AI builders, no. For now, just remember AI builder can understand. You can make any kind of document to understand your requirement, what you want to extract from the document. Suppose you are having an Germany visa, and you are also having an Indian visa. Okay, both are visas. Only the formats of the Germany visa and the Indian visa are different. Passport, you can also take the passport which is issued by the German government and the passport which is issued by the Indian government is different. But yet, we will train this particular AI builder to understand what is the format we are giving and pick suppose your passport number. But even though both has a different German passport and Indian passport has a different format, they will have the name. Name is a common field here, and passport number is also common field here. So we will train our AI builder to understand that this is okay. This is the Indian passport and this is the German passport. Here we have the fields, these required fields which you need to extract. So for now you understand that much only. So we will make any kind of document to understand what is given, what is the input, and extract the information and send it to the user who are expecting the information. So this kind of activity we can do using AI builder. And apart from this, these are the tools. Now coming to the external things now, like administration, we will start with administration. Okay, we will start with the basic administration. Whatever the important things now, I will cover that thing in the administration. So I will help you to set up complete development tenant and create users, create an environment, create environments, and also help you export, import your files, and also help you set up the pipelines. Okay, pipelines also. So in detail, so administration part I will cover and the pipelines part I'll cover. Okay, all these things can be covered in a soon time only, because this is branded by Microsoft as a no code low code tool. No code low code tool. Okay, no code low code tool. If you are regular and if you put some effort, you can learn all these tools in a span of 2 months. Now this is what I am doing from the past 2 years, and the students are also very proactively learning them, because it encourages us to practice more. So the kind of futures we have in this particular tool, no, so they are like codeless. So most of the things, no, so are available instantly. So you can pick them and use them and do some little bit of coding, and never assume. When I say that 100% code is not there, don't believe. Okay, 30%. So like compared to the other languages or other tools which are available in the market, no, 70% lesser code you can expect. 70% lesser code, but the remaining 30%, no, you will be coding, but you need to understand that 70% concept what you are building. So if you are understanding the requirement, you can complete the entire requirement with the 70% lesser coding using this Power Platform tool. Now, this is what we will be going to learn in this span of 2 months.